Stop scrolling right now and listen closely. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you feel, and share this story with every Dylan Wang and Shen Yue fan you know, because what you are about to hear is not just a Christmas moment. It is a quiet gesture that turned into an emotional wave felt across the world. Dylan Wang's Christmas gift to Shen Yue was never meant to be public. But when the truth surfaced, it left fans overwhelmed, reflective, and deeply moved. Christmas arrived softly that year. No grand announcements. No staged photos. The industry slowed just enough for something genuine to happen. While schedules paused and cities lit up with seasonal lights, Dylan Wang made a choice that would later touch millions of hearts. It began with silence. Those close to the set noticed Dylan was unusually thoughtful in the days leading up to Christmas. He arrived early, left late, spent more time alone between scenes. When asked if he was tired, he simply smiled and said he had something important on his mind. Shen Yue noticed it too. She mentioned later that his energy felt different. Not distant, just focused, as if he was carrying something carefully. Christmas Eve came quietly. The set wrapped earlier than usual. Crew members exchanged small gifts and warm wishes. The atmosphere felt lighter. Dylan waited until most people had left before approaching Shen Yue. There was no audience, no cameras, no expectations. He handed her a simple box wrapped carefully without decoration. She looked surprised and hesitated before accepting it. He told her to open it later when she was alone. That moment alone would have meant nothing to the public. But what was inside changed everything. When Shen Yue finally opened the box that night, she did not speak for a long time. Those closest to her said she sat still, holding the contents in her hands, rereading what she saw again and again. Inside was not something expensive, not something flashy. It was something deeply personal. A handwritten letter, page after page of careful words. Dylan had written about their journey, about the pressure, about the misunderstandings, about the moments that never made it on screen but mattered most. He thanked her for her professionalism, her kindness, her strength. He wrote about respect, trust, gratitude. He wrote about how working with her had reminded him why sincerity still mattered in an industry that often forgot it. At the end of the letter was something even more unexpected. A small object tied to a shared memory. Something only the two of them would recognize. A moment from years ago that had quietly shaped their bond. Shen Yue read the letter twice. Then a third time. She did not cry immediately. She sat with it, letting the meaning settle. The next day she appeared on set with a calm expression, but her eyes carried something new. Depth, emotion, awareness. Those who knew her well understood that something significant had happened. Word spread slowly. Not through leaks but through energy. Fans noticed the shift during holiday messages. Dylan spoke with warmth and restraint. Shen Yue spoke with gratitude and softness. Their words aligned in tone without coordination. Speculation began quietly. Days later, a small detail surfaced. A close friend mentioned that Shen Yue had received a Christmas gift that deeply moved her. No details were given. Just a simple statement. That was enough. Fans began connecting dots, rewatching moments, reading expressions, interpreting silence. When the story finally came out, it spread gently but powerfully. Dylan Wang had chosen meaning over spectacle. Fans reacted immediately. Across countries, across languages, across time zones, messages poured in. People shared how the story made them pause, how it reminded them of sincerity, how rare it felt. Some said they cried reading about it. Others said it restored their faith in quiet gestures. Many said it reminded them that connection does not need to be loud to be real. What touched fans most was not romance or drama. It was intention. Dylan did not need the world to see the gift. He did not need credit. He simply wanted Shen Yue to understand that her presence and effort mattered. Shen Yue later acknowledged the gift without revealing details. She said only that it was thoughtful, meaningful, and something she would always keep. That single sentence sent another wave through the fandom. Christmas passed, but the impact remained. Edits appeared online. Soft music, gentle scenes, Words like genuine, rare, unforgettable filled comment sections. The industry noticed too. In a space often dominated by noise, this quiet act stood out. It reminded people that respect can be powerful, that gratitude can be emotional, that sincerity still resonates. As weeks passed, fans continued to talk about it. Not because they wanted more information, but because the story made them feel something real. And that is why this moment matters. Not because it was public, but because it was human. The days after Christmas were quiet on set. Not silent, but lighter, as if the air itself had been touched by something gentle yet profound. Dylan and Shen Yue moved through scenes with a subtle shift. Their interactions were no longer routine. There was a softness, an unspoken understanding that lingered in every glance, every shared smile. Shen Yue's friends noticed it first. She laughed more freely, lingered in conversation a little longer, and seemed more present in moments that previously had been distracted or rushed. There was a calm in her eyes, a quiet awareness that this gift, this gesture, was not only about words but about being seen, truly seen. Dylan, too, was different. Those close to him described a lightness in his step, a warmth in his expressions, and a patience in his manner. The careful thought he had poured into the letter and the small shared memory had not only impacted Shen Yue, it had subtly reshaped him. His focus on meaning over spectacle, on sincerity over show, had brought him a quiet satisfaction that no public recognition could match. Fans began to notice too. Social media feeds filled with subtle observations, a lingering gaze, a calm demeanor, the tone in which Dylan spoke in holiday messages. It was not overt, but it was real. Fans dissected every interaction, finding evidence of a bond deepened by the unspoken moments. Comment sections overflowed with admiration, with words like thoughtful, heartfelt, meaningful, and genuine appearing repeatedly. Messages of gratitude poured in, not just for the story, but for the reminder that sincerity can exist in a world dominated by spectacle. Some fans recounted how the story had impacted them personally. Parents spoke about teaching children the value of thoughtfulness. Young fans shared how they planned to write letters to loved ones, inspired by Dylan's care. Others reflected on relationships, on how small gestures of gratitude could create lasting emotional connections. The gift had grown beyond its immediate moment. It had become a lesson in empathy, intention, and respect. Industry colleagues, meanwhile, observed the change quietly. On a set known for tension and high stakes, a subtle shift in atmosphere was felt. The usual chatter about competition, performance, and image gave way to conversations about gratitude, recognition, and the human side of celebrity life. A private gift, a handwritten letter, had reminded even those immersed in the industry that thoughtfulness still mattered. Weeks passed. Winter light filtered through windows, and city streets shimmered with post-Christmas decorations. Dylan and Shen Yue continued to work together, each moment now carrying the quiet weight of shared understanding. They did not announce the gift publicly. They did not post photos or videos. But the meaning lingered, in the way they moved, in the way they spoke, in the small, fleeting gestures that only those paying close attention could see. One evening, after wrapping a late scene, Dylan lingered behind. He watched Shen Yue prepare to leave, noticing the soft smile she carried, the calm in her posture. He realized in that quiet moment that the gift's true power was not in recognition or applause. It was in connection, in meaning, in knowing that someone understood and valued the small, often overlooked pieces of your life. Shen Yue, walking through the softly lit streets toward her vehicle, felt the same. She carried the letter in her bag, revisiting the words in private. They were not just words on paper, they were acknowledgement, respect, gratitude, and care. They were a reminder that even in a world focused on image, quiet sincerity has weight. By New Year's Eve, the story had spread globally. Fans sent messages from different time zones, commenting on how a simple act could ripple across continents. The narrative became more than a celebrity story. It became a reflection on human kindness, intentionality, and the power of thoughtful gestures. Media outlets praised the story not for spectacle but for authenticity. Social media was filled with moments of reflection, with stories of ordinary people inspired by a quiet act of love and respect. And yet, for Dylan and Shen Yue, nothing had changed outwardly. Life continued. Projects continued. Filming schedules remained demanding. But the gift's impact remained, quietly shaping their interactions, their energy, and their awareness of each other. What had begun as a simple letter and a small shared memory had transformed into something intangible yet powerful, a reminder that intention and care, no matter how private, could leave a lasting impression. Months later, close friends recounted seeing Dylan and Shen Yue exchange a glance that spoke volumes, a silent acknowledgement of the quiet wave that had been created that Christmas. Neither needed to speak aloud what had already been understood. The gift, the thoughtfulness, the connection, had already spoken for itself. Fans continue to talk about it. They share the story, they reflect on its meaning, and they feel its subtle, enduring emotional resonance. It is a moment that transcends celebrity gossip, transcends fleeting trends, and instead leaves a footprint on the heart of those who witness it, even from afar. The power of Dylan Wang's Christmas gift was not its size, its public recognition, or its spectacle. Its power was in intention, in thoughtfulness, and in the quiet understanding it fostered. It reminded the world that sometimes the most meaningful moments are private, understated, and deeply human. If this continuation moved you, touched you, or reminded you of the value of sincerity and gratitude, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more behind-the-scenes heartfelt stories, comment what this moment meant to you, and share this with every Dylan Wang and Shen Yue fan who needs to experience this quiet wave of emotion. Because sometimes, the most powerful gifts are not the ones displayed to the world. They are the ones that quietly linger in the heart, shaping understanding, connection, and the way we see each other long after the lights fade and the holidays pass.